So arm wrestling fans have voted whether or not they want to see Vitaly versus Devin or Vitaly versus Levon as the next match after Vitaly faces Jerry. Let's look at the comments. Overwhelming favorite on the poll to Vitaly versus Devin, which makes sense considering how long awaited it's been. They weren't able to arrange it for the Shaw Classic. Everything's been up in the air. And then we're talking about March, and now we hear Vitaly is saying that, he's going to pull Levon in February. So let's just hear what the fans are saying about this. If Vitaly flash pins Devin, only then he'll be worthy of fighting Levon, says this person. Obviously, Vitaly versus Levon would be completely one-sided. Vitaly wouldn't stand a chance, making the match boring and pointless, but Devin versus Vitaly would be absolutely phenomenal. I don't necessarily think Vitaly would not stand a chance whatsoever. I mean, he was the one who was able to stop Levon more than anyone else in the top 8 in 2018 or 2019, and he's definitely progressed. So I think he could potentially cause some problems for Levon, honestly, or even Devin again. I mean, we saw round 1 in the recent match between Devin and Levon. But obviously, just the buildup between Devin and Vitaly would be absolutely huge, considering how long it's been up in the air and them trying to set it up for the Shaw Classic and all the drama with the athletes backing out and everything. I think this is a huge match. But the thing is, Levon is kind of due for a match, as people have been saying. He hasn't had a match since he pretty much destroyed Hermes Gasparini. So it's been a minute. So it would be cool to see him back on the table, of course. But maybe he pulls a left arm match. Maybe Levon pulls, Alajan, or maybe even Vitaly on the left or something for the title. I don't know. Just brainstorming here. This person says Devin, the greatest duck of all time. That's definitely a rage bait comment there. Vitaly needs to prove himself worthy of facing Levon by going up against Devin first. He shouldn't just be given the match when he hasn't faced the number 2 ranked arm wrestler yet. To be fair, Vitaly has absolutely destroyed a lot of big names in his recent matches. Michael Todd, Morozov on the left for the world title, Zaranov, Morozov on the right, Camille on the left, Dave Chafee. I think his last loss was Hermes. So he's on a pretty big winning streak. But yeah, that is a good point. I mean, I think him versus Devin, the winner gets to face Levon, kind of makes sense for a hyping up perspective as far as matchmaking. And maybe we give Levon a left arm match in the meantime. Just brainstorming there. But what do you guys think about that idea? Vitaly versus Levon is probably a bigger gap than the last time. Vitaly hasn't fixed his weakness from when they last pulled, which is the riser, says that person. Part of me wants to see him versus Levon first because I'm afraid he loses that chance if he loses to Devin. Thing is, Devin's like 50. Vitaly, I think, is in his early 30s. I think Vitaly is probably going to be the number 1 guy at some point in the future. So if anything, we want to probably see Devin get that chance before he gets too old to even pancake up in the super heavyweight class, if that makes sense to you guys. Levon will beat Laletin, but Larrett is an equal opponent. Vitaly should be pulling him next event. What a dumb question. Of course, everyone's going to say Devin and Vitaly. People have been waiting for this match for a while. Well, yeah. Well, that's what we saw in the poll there. Remember 2019? We need to have that happen again, people. Vitaly versus Levon, says that person. So, yeah, interesting stuff. Interesting responses there. Let's look at a couple comments on my video from earlier today. Matt Rose left some clarification in the comments. I'm still in hope that good decisions and integrity will be upheld. My offer is firmly on the table should anyone choose to listen to it, and until I'm told no, thank you by the league owners, I will keep the offer on the table for the absolute maximum amount of time that I can for them with the hope of a good outcome despite what's transpired so far. Fingers crossed. Yeah, let's hope for the best, especially to get an event going in the Siberian Power Show, which is the biggest bodybuilding and fitness event in Russia. And to have an event there, I think would be pretty interesting to see if they can make it happen. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out. We'll find out, guys. Let's look at a couple more comments. Love him or hate him, at least Engen had the matchmaking locked down. If Engen announced the match, then it was certain to happen unless injury. Yeah, that's pretty true. Sad to see this. This would have been the ultimate Rocky story, a huge event in arm wrestling, and Devin has said for the last 2 months he wants the Siberia match. You can see the frustration for Matt and it's going to be reflected by the fans. Why not do Levon versus someone else and Devin versus Vitaly? I mean, Vitaly has the same chance against that anyone else has against Levon. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I mean, imagine them on the same event. I was thinking Michael Todd. I know Michael Todd has wanted a chance at Levon for a long time. I don't know if he necessarily deserves it after he lost to Vitaly, but still, maybe a Levon left arm match and Devin versus Vitaly on the same event. I don't know. That would be pretty cool. Arm Wrestling World is failing again, says this person. Please boycott Vitaly versus Levon match. It has to be Vitaly versus Devin. So giving a little boycott treatment back, says that person in the comments. Interesting. What do you guys think? And also, which do you think would sell more pay-per-views as a main event? Levon versus Vitaly or Devin versus Vitaly? Let me know in the comments. And hit like and subscribe as well.